Hello, my name is Callie and I'm from Soulcraft Sisters. That's a company I have with my sister Shelly. And today I wanted to make a video that I'm gonna call, it's gonna be a video series, that's how I imagine it, where I'm gonna focus on some of my personal experiences that I want to share because recently I've been super inspired by, yeah, exactly that, personal stories from other people's lives. Because I find that it teaches me something that I connect to on an emotional level. So either a different perspective on something that I can relate to, that I've gone through or that I've experienced. Um, so it can give me that added perspective on something that I can relate to, or it gives me insight into how and what other people are experiencing, and thereby maybe, yeah, expanding my compassion for how other people experience certain things. Maybe not exactly the way I do, but it's something that teaches me about us, humanity, you and me, and that's valuable to me. So the purpose here is to share some of my own personal stories, and I'm gonna relate it to tarot. Uh, and how I'm gonna do this is that today I'm gonna work with the Tarot of the She, which is a new tarot deck for me. I'm getting to know it, and this is one of the ways that I'll be doing that, because this to me is a very interesting deck because it sort of cuts straight into my subconscious, and as it explains in here, there's no need for extensive esoteric knowledge or any of that sort. It just sort of, the symbolism in here is meant to just connect you to your subconscious, and off you go. And I find that to be true. And the very first card that I drew was this one, the Dancer, water, which is your ace of cups normally. And this particular image just it spoke to me in many ways, and it made me think about some specific things that I want to share here in this video. So you see here, you see a dancer um, who's expressing herself. It's a woman, and I see the action. You know, she's very open, and it requires quite a lot of, I guess, strength and bodily awareness to do when she's doing that. Look at that. And that's sort of the yang energy of the sun that I see come through here. And at the same time, you have the big moon, and you see a body of water down here. So she's connecting the two, the passion for a need to express through movement, and a connection to her emotional realm as well. So connecting the two together, and I think that's really beautiful. And it made me think about what dancing does for me. In particular, it made me think of something that happened. When was that? Three years ago, or some years ago, and I took a dance. Took some dancing lessons, and it was called Feminine Flow, and I thought, yeah, that sounds about something that I could use a dose of, because at the time I was working hard, I was learning a lot, but I also felt slightly overwhelmed, and I was very much in contact with my sort of masculine project management side of things, and at the same time, I was also unhappily in love with another man, and and uh, and that sort of created some stuck emotions in me. I was feeling a little. The best way to describe it was some stiffness. I was feeling emotionally stiff, and I didn't know how to release that. So in these dancing lessons, we were taught to move to the to the music and how we intuitively wanted to move, which was something that was very new to me at the time, and I felt a little uncomfortable at the same time. I got into it quite quickly. And at the end of some of these dance lessons, my amazing dancing teacher would turn off the lights, crank up the music, which would be some kind of love song, pop song, and it was perfect because you really combined with movement and emotion. It really got me unstuck, so to speak, and it unlocked some things, some emotions that I otherwise had a difficult time connecting to on an emotional level. It was easier for me to line my emotions up as thoughts that I could then look at and try to make sense of, and try to see some kind of pattern that I could that would then bring me to this state of flow again. But it didn't work, and the only thing that worked at that time was the free movement of dancing, and it was so powerful. I remember quite often I would leave feeling, it was like being healed, like I was healing myself through dancing. And I would have tears running down my eyes, down my cheeks. So it was a fantastic outlet for me. And especially I don't tend to cry a lot, and especially not in public. It's not that I don't want to, it's just doesn't happen that often. So to be so connected to something so deeply emotional was a relief to me. Really, really was. And I'm thankful for that teacher to sort of show me the way, because now I can do it on my own. And I often do. I often dance around my own place, arms all over the place and feet, a bit like what she's doing here. And I also find that when you move around, when you use your body, the energy goes to your muscles and away from your thoughts. So there's less energy to think, because the energy needs to be redirected so the body can move and express itself. So in that sense, it really, for me at least, it gives my brain a little bit of a rest, much needed rest at times. So yeah. It's like an immediate sense of relief, an immediate sense of connection to that deep ocean of emotion. That rhymed. Deep ocean of emotion. And I just love that, because I feel like I have a tool now. Through dancing, I can do that. This all reminds me of the first time I went to a yoga class. This was maybe 5 years ago. Again, I was working hard. It was a lot of fun. It was very challenging. But I didn't know how much I needed to rest. And I remember the yoga teacher said, as they usually do, just relax. I was lying in shavasana, when you just lie down, and yeah, the yoga teacher said, just relax. You don't need to be anywhere else in the world than where you are right now, and thank yourself for giving you the opportunity to just breathe and be present. And that, somebody else coming in and giving me the permission to do that, also brought, I remember it very clearly, brought tears to my eyes. And that's when I realized, wow, I really need to start to pay attention to and learn how to give myself that permission. And again, it told me something about the power of yoga for me. Later on, I would go on and do a yoga teaching training course in India, and now it's something I do on a regular basis for that exact reason, to tune in and to be present. A bit like meditation as well. Yeah. So those methods, you could say, are to me immediate keys to the vastness of peace, basically, and it's available to me anytime I want to. Sometimes I just need to remind myself, but I'm eternally grateful for those teachers and mentors that showed me what I needed in my life and how I could access and do those things on my own. Quite powerful. I want to read you just a small passage from the guidebook. It says here about water dancing, as is it the author Emily Carding? Is she the author? Let's have a look. Text and artwork by Emily Carding. Okay, yes. And she writes here, dance is one of the most pure expressions of emotional connection, transcending the language of words and cultural symbolism. The dancer speaks of our emotional connectedness to each other, ourselves, and the worlds around us. There's a small poem, a little poem that goes along with it. Then we're born to the realm of water, the waves and floods of the moon's daughter, the graceful dancer full of feeling, whose mirror is the grail of healing. And the keywords that go along with this particular cards are expression, purity, emotion, universal love, healing, spirit, and blessing. And the very notion of healing here, I relate very strongly to. So that was a personal tale from my life, and I'm really curious to know what methods helps you dig into that realm and what helps you heal, and why. And maybe if you want to share a personal story about how that works for you, and when you first noticed that it had a healing effect on you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.